labor for favor by having good understanding of issues. It's a beautiful scripture here. Look, Proverbs 13 verse 15 says, good understanding giveth favor. Yes. Good understanding giveth favor. But the way of transgressors is hard. Your way will not be hard from today. Amen. Good understanding of issues. That's why if you are working for someone, try and understand when the person is speaking. Try and understand. You see, people are not fools. Somebody has built a company. Somebody has built a church. Somebody has established an institution that is blessing millions and thousands and hundreds. When you are working or in a meeting with the person, he is not a fool. If he was a fool, you would not even be in his employment. But sometimes you find people are always forward. They are constantly opposed to leadership and authorities. As soon as you start to make a point, they are in their heads. It's like it's a stupid idea. It's like anything the person says, you want to oppose it because you just feel that he's using people. You will not accept it. But you have to learn to understand. You see, if somebody is making a point, especially an authority figure over you, enter into his mind. Try and enter. Go under what he's trying to say. Enter it and stand in it with a certain strength that what you are saying is this. You see, I'm understanding by what you are saying that we must do this and we must do that. Instead of, there are other schools of thought. Some other schools of thought believe that so the person cannot even land. His idea cannot even become concrete because of your oppositional stance. But you have to learn to understand somebody. You see, what are you saying? Sometimes wives are like that. When you start making a point, it's like it's not a good idea. So even they will say something that's not what I'm saying. They say, no, but what you are saying is what I'm saying. They say, no. Well, that's not what I'm saying. And you will not be allowed to learn. You will not be allowed to express yourself. You will not be allowed to let what you are saying land or be understood. And there can be a long debate, long misunderstanding for years based on the wrong premise. Or you have not yet learned to understand. So eventually you lose favor. But good understanding. Somebody say, this thing that you did, it really hurt me. Instead of saying, that's not what I did. That's not what I meant. You really hurt me. I see. I didn't understand it that way. Okay. Yes, I'm really sorry. That good understanding of the person's hurt will give you favor. When you are opposed, why should you be hurt about this? Why should you whatever? You don't know. All I was trying to do was to whatever. Just wave your hand and just flippantly just swipe it away. You will lose favor. But the Bible says, good understanding giveth favor. Good understanding. Try and understand. I tell people, when your boss is speaking, start writing. Don't assume that you remember. Don't assume that you know what you are going to do. Don't assume that you know what he's saying. Repeat what he has said directly so that he can see that you understand it. Because sometimes when you say, I understand, it doesn't mean you understand. I see. It doesn't mean you have seen. You can say, the other day somebody was fixing some blinds for me. And I was explaining. I don't like it to go over the roll. There's a roll that the thing goes over. When you draw it, then it runs over it. They couldn't understand. I was explaining. Then the guy said he understands. So I said, why have you stood here for such a long time? If you understand what I'm saying, you should have finished this work by now. Then he said, he looked at me and lifted his eyes. Then he was nodding his head. I said, why are you thinking so hard? Ask me a question, I'll explain to you. So I went to take toilet roll. And then I showed him that toilet roll, when you are drawing it, it comes from one side. It comes from one side. It doesn't come from both sides. So it's not coming down together like that. It comes from one side. So I drew the thing. I put my hand in the toilet where I was drawing. Do you understand? do you understand what I am saying? Then he said, oh, okay. Just like this one. And meanwhile, I pointed the same thing to him, that this one that is hanging here is what I want you to do exactly. He couldn't understand. Hey! He was there for a long time. I said, why are you here for so long? If you understand it's very simple. Within 3 minutes, the job was over. Within 3 minutes. But sometimes you don't understand, but you don't want the person to talk a lot. So you say, I understand. It's like he should stop talking, I will do it. When they come, you've blocked the whole side. It's like you've blocked the way, you've blocked the gate. Nobody can drive through the gate. He said, I thought you said I should make a way for people to walk. So what about a car? Okay, then I'll remove the blocks from here. It's like, And when you have good understanding, it gives you favor. May you receive that blessing of understanding of issues, and God will bless you.